The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. We're going to take a look at the DAX like we always do to start the show. As you can see, we're having some really good volatility here in the DAX as composed to what we're seeing as opposed to what we're seeing here in the S&P 500, where we've been basically in a nowhere range for about 5 days now. The interpretation could be either bullish or bearish. The fact that the market's been down 4 days in a row, has gone nowhere, is indicative of something probably very, very big getting ready to happen. The question is, will this be a breakout to the upside, or will this be a move to the downside? Now, I'm going to take a look as a request here to take a look at the Netflix chart. We were discussing it here in the den just a little while ago. As you can see, Netflix made a double top, backed off a little bit, and then went back and took that high out. Once it took that high out at the double top, folks, that was a really, really dangerous sign to be short. And as you can see, we're up about, it's traded 144 today, so it's had a pretty good run, gapping up as much as it did. Whether this is an exhaustion gap or not, remains to be seen, because Netflix has gaps all over the place. My guess is there's not a lot of shares outstanding. I don't know what the shares are outstanding. I shouldn't say that, but usually when you see gaps like this, the brokerage firms don't have the borrowed stock. So I don't know if that's the case or not. But the only way you can play this, in my opinion, is to do the options, because at least with the option, by buying a call or selling a put, you can protect yourself, because some of these have monster gaps that you really you just can't stand in front of, and you don't have to if you don't want to. We've got something really big happening in one of the markets, folks. We've been following it quite a bit here. Let's just take a look here at this U.S. dollar, because we're really at some key levels again today, and we'll discuss those in a minute. But as you can see here on this U.S. dollar index, that we were looking at it to come down to that 100.40. That's exactly the low that it made yesterday. It's now rallied up to almost to the 102 level, given the fact that we've had the sell-off in the euro. So this is at a very, very key level again today here in the dollar index and the euro. The euro rallied up to the 61% retracement of the high we made yesterday, right before the report, at the 106.75 level. Immediately dropped 70 pips down to the 106, and now it's just backing and filling. So we'll see what happens with that. This 100 level was very, very important, because that was the old high way back in December of last year also. So there's another reason, because these markets have a tendency to go back and touch those levels after they broke it out. The one thing I feel very strongly about is, should we get above the 104 level in the dollar index, we're going to be rocking and rolling. And I mean that to the upside. But right now, it's still in a downtrend. All we've done now is make a retracement back to the old number that we have here. Let's just look and show you what it did. As you can see last night, I'll put it up so you can get an idea of what we're looking at here. Just 1 second here so we can put it up. Nothing dramatic has happened to it as of yet, but as you can see, we did hit that exact number on the downside, and we've rallied well over 140 pips in the U.S. dollar index. And remember that the Mexican peso is trading at 22 pesos to the dollar. That's basically 4%. I mean, it's a ridiculous number. But that's the way it happened. I mean, Mexico devalues all the time, so don't be surprised if you see something crazy coming out of Mexico City any day. The RMB is still really near the 7 level, 7.0. They got to 6.9 and change. And of course, they're all rattling their sabers saying there's going to be a currency war. And, maybe there is. We'll have to wait and see if that is going to be the case. Another one that is very important here, and that is the Japanese yen. As you remember, we were looking at this Japanese yen to get down to this 112 level, which is a 382 retracement of the move that we made, from the November low to the high that we had in December. It's also the old high that we made in June of last year. Here again, it's coming back to that level. And as you can see, as we walk through here, you'll notice that we went right down to that level. Just give me 1 second here, and we will bring it up. We came within 30 pips of the exact number, but we did make a beautiful 3 drive to a bottom pattern in that Japanese yen down at a 1.618 expansion. And then from that level, the market has gone up now in the Japanese yen and has stayed here for several hours. I mean, this has been here for a great deal of time, which many times that's going to tell. I'll bring it up here to let you see it here. But it's been here for 1, 2, 3, 4. It's been here for 16 hours. That's almost 3/4. Well, it is 3/4 of a day. And then we'll see here that you'll notice it right at that level again. So we need to get the euro, the Japanese yen, in order for it to be bullish. We need to get this above the 115.50 level, and that would certainly take out the highs of December 13th, January 13th, and that would tell us that we're most probably getting ready to have another move. But right now we're still in this downtrend, but boy, it certainly looked good because, since the start of the year, we're down 3 weeks with a 3 drive to a bottom pattern at a 382. I'd be looking to this one to be a buy on the pullback. That's what I would. I think it's got a real chance to have legs on this. That's the bottom line. We have some interesting things that we need to talk about the gold market, of course, because we have some really positive things that are happening over there. The $64 question is this going to be the start of the correction or not? We'll have to wait and see. But we're going to start out with this, and then we'll come back and finish part of it if we can't get through the break. But let's take a look at this, because this will give you a good example of why technical analysis is pretty good. Now, this is a chart going back to the low that we made in December. If you'll notice those real heavy dark lines there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. All 6 of those were equal moves between $17 and $20. And as you know, the harmonic numbers in gold are 34 and 17, and this is where we are right now. We got down to a 1197 yesterday. That was down $20 from the high, almost exactly. And so we will be watching to see if we get more of a down, because once we break more to the downside, once we get below 1197, that would be indicative that we're ready, most probably, to try a 382 retracement down in the area of 1176. That's what we're really watching. And if you remember, the 1176 was the high from November. So again, it would be touching that high again and also making a beautiful 382 retracement of the whole move. 877-927-6648.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile based scanner in the industry, powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Larry takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Okay, we're back, folks, and I've posted the chart of the British pound over the past. It's an hourly chart that shows the big 500 pip move. By the way, folks, those of you that don't know this, but pip means point in percentage. There's another way of calling it. That means percentage in price. That was what we used to call it back on the floor in Chicago many, many years ago. But the point in percentage is what the official name is. It's much like, you people talked about contracts when you were buying futures. Well, when you were on the floor of the exchange, you were buying cars, CARs. So, but that's just the way they did it because of box cars and things like that. Anyway, that's a little bit of extra information. One thing that would be very helpful to me as I do these shows, if you have any questions, please call in. It really helps me see the type of, questions that you have going. I know I get some emails, and I appreciate those, of course, but calling in is also nice because I like to hear where some of you folks are from, and it really helps me, plan out the day because it's not easy to talk for an hour when you don't know anything. So you got to be careful here because of the fact that, remember, everything we do here is based on probabilities. Not all of them are going to work, of course, but some of them do, and that's the good part of it, and that's what we're watching here as we look at these markets today. The market for the stocks has been sideways basic sideways, with the Dow's been down 4 days, but that's mainly been due to the financial stocks like JP Morgan and especially Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs has dropped well over 15 points off of its high. It's probably made a high, but some of these others, maybe we're going to go back and test the 20,000 level one more time. I don't think it means much up there, but that is neither here nor there. If you're watching the E-mini today, there is a really nice ABCD structure that measures up to the 2271 level. So if it gets up there, that would be a good place to probably take a look at it from the short side because it has been in a very, very tight range here for, wow, several days here. So we'll watch it what it does. But anyway, 2171, 2271 is what we're looking at here in the E-mini S&P, if we can get it up to that level. The bond market, and we mentioned many times over the past several days, it had a very strong probability of selling off, and in a thing. Okay, you read my mind. Okay, just a second here. We broke the 151 level. Remember when we were at the 154 level, we were looking at a market that was under, making a 382 retracement. There's a little bit of support here around the 150.16 level in the bonds. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. You want to watch how this thing is going to go on. I'll cover the grains here in just a second. Let's just do one at a time here. Let's do the grains first. I'll focus this on corn, because what you can see here, let me get this up and then you'll notice it. Yesterday we talked about the soybean meal, if you remember, and also soybeans were making those ABCD patterns. And all of this action in the grains, especially in the soybeans, is related to wet weather in South America. So if you'll notice here in corn, you'll see we have a double ABCD patterns. We had a perfect 61% retracement coming in on the 29th of November. We've basically had a rally of about 20 cents over the past month. So not much has happened. Remember, the old high over here was 375, so we could take that out, but I don't think it's going to make a big ABCD on this structure, because we've already been going sideways to slightly up for a month. So if it were really strong, we would be blasting to the upside. So this is something that we want to watch. By the way, there's a lot of commodities that are really, soybeans being one, also sugar. Sugar is acting relatively bullish. I don't trade sugar very often, but the chart on sugar is very, very bullish. So you want to watch that, carefully. So that's another one that you want to keep an eye on. So right now I am not, I'm more bearish to the grains than I am bullish. I'm not involved in any of them right now, but I am waiting for a potential, for a sale in these particular instruments. That's what we're really trying to see what's going on with these, and then we'll get back to one other. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about this U.S. dollar, because this is really important, folks. We're over something that could be really a monster top in the dollar. This is from our good friend Jim Bartolioni. He does fantastic technical work. This is the U.S. dollar index since the Plaza Accord, which was at the Plaza Hotel in New York back in September 1985. And that leads to the next question that someone asked me. Anyway, we got to watch this very closely. It has perfect symmetry, as you can see. If you did it on a long-term basis, I mean, this is going back years, but that would be a 135 pattern. We also have the pattern that we've seen on the daily charts, lining up at that 104 level. So this is very, very important in the dollar index, and I think that's why the euro is jumping around as much as it is to keep an eye on that. Let's quickly take a look here. I believe I have this euro here. Yeah, I do want to bring this up to you one more time to show you here the euro, because we're doing this same pattern, which is the opposite of the dollar index, of course. The dollar index is now 48% of the euro, and the other, because the Chinese renminbi has come in, that has reduced the dollar index euro from 53% down to 48%. So now you can see that we're up in this 107 level again. We hit 107.20 yesterday. The rally back today was 106.75. Since that time, we've dropped over 100 pips very, very quickly, telling us that this top might be in, and we still could be looking at a move of par in the euro, and that would mean that that dollar index is going to break out of 104 And, that could be a really big move to the upside. So we want to watch it very closely. Now, there are signs that inflation is coming back with some of the things we're looking at. Crude oil is still down, but sugar is starting to move a little. The grains are starting to move a little, but believe me, that's very little. There's nothing big. Silver and gold are still in corrective modes in a bear market. So even though the Fed is looking at the market, you still can't make heads or tails out of it. Let's take a quick look here at this crude oil. I think I have it updated. I didn't update that one. Son of a gun. My bad. Okay, I'll try to get that at the break level to look at it. But that's another one that I'm looking at today is that crude oil should have some really good support in this 50-50 per barrel level basis, the March contract. That would be a very, very important level. Anything below that, you're looking at $40 a barrel, $48 a barrel from a longer term standpoint. One of the markets that also is looking very interesting here is the cotton market. And as you can see, we have a very strong technical picture in the cotton, and we'll cover that after the break. 877-927-6648.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Technomental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, we've had a question from one of our listeners. That is the relationship between gold and the euro. I've posted that in there on a daily basis. You can see the blue line is the gold market. There's a very high correlation on a percentage basis. As you can see, it's on the neighborhood of about 70%. The problem is when you're trading them, you should trade the vehicle that you want to trade. If you're going to trade the euro gold spread, that's going to be a different chart than this one. But if you're going to trade the euro, use the euro chart. If you're going to use the gold, use the gold chart. Don't try to mix and match them, because these intermarket relationships can change, but the patterns on the particular vehicle that you're trading will not change. So stick with the thing that got you to the dance, folks, and that's the patterns. Don't worry about intermarket correlations. The reason why there is such a strong correlation are both of these are money. You know, gold is real solid money, whereas euro is paper money. That's where the any type of I can't remember the word here, but resemblance ends. As after that, one is paper, the other is gold, and of course the euro is a huge market, as is the gold market, but the euro market is much larger than the gold market. That is absolutely for sure. I have one other question before I get to this. This is about the Hang Seng. I wanted to bring this up to you and show you where we are. We'll do that, and then I have a weird request. I thought whether I was going to be able to do this or not, but I said, well, I guess I should. Okay, that's the Hang Seng. It looks like, we were going to get to that 23,000 level. We hit that yesterday, 23,100. We now went back below 23,000 as of last night. So we're keeping a very close eye, on that because this is ready to turn down in the Hang Seng also. Now, someone asked me what has been my weirdest experience that I've ever had in my life. And there's been a couple, but one is by far the most profound. I didn't know it at the time because I didn't believe it. But I did a favor for somebody in San Luis Obispo, and he gave me a reading with a psychic, which I don't like psychics. I did it because, he gave me the gift. So I went out to Pismo Beach. It was in the spring. It was windy, and if you've ever been on the dunes out there, you know that it gets very, very chilly. So I had a little jacket on, and I met this woman, and she was about, this was 1986, or in the spring of 86, and she was about 60 years old with long gray hair, but had the face of a 20-year-old. She looks really, really young. And anyway, she knew I was very skeptical about this type of thing, and she said, just relax. She said, you're going to be okay. And I said, well, I know I'm going to be okay, because if I don't like it, I'm going to leave. And she says, well, and I says, it's a little chilly out here. Shouldn't we go into a coffee shop or something? She said, oh no, we'll be just fine. And then we started to talk, and then I noticed that the wind was still blowing around the grass, there at the ocean, and it was really windy, and it should have been cold because you could see the whitecaps, and yet I wasn't cold and I couldn't feel any wind. And then she started to tell me basically about my life from the time I was a youngster all the way to where I am now. And she told me things that, when she told them, they went over my head because they were so bizarre that I never thought they could ever happen. The first thing she said, you're going to be very famous. Well, I'm not very famous, I'm infamous, but she says you're going to travel all over the world, you're going to meet wonderful people, and you're going to write many books, and you're going to have a incredibly productive life, and you're going to live a long time. And then she told me some other things, and then she knew something about me that only I knew. And when she told me that, that's what really really, I couldn't believe it, But then I said, well, I'll worry about it. Well, 5-6 years later, I'm writing not 5, 6, 3 years later, I'm writing my first book. And then most of the things that she's talked about has happened. I've traveled in 5 different continents, 22 different countries, and met thousands of people, and, have some wonderful friends, especially the ones here at TFNN and all you folks that listen in. But there are people out there that can do that kind of stuff, but it scares the bejeebies out of me. So let's get back to the markets, which is something that you might be interested in. Anyway, that was one of the weirdest things. There's a few others, but that's one of the bigger ones. Okay, here's the crude oil. We're going to take a look at this. Yeah, I could tell you about that. Yeah, I've seen somebody levitate, that's for sure. Hold on just a second here. This is the crude oil, the March contract. As you can see, we've gone down here, and we've tested this 78% level now 3 different times. So we have a possibility here of making a pretty good bottom here in the crude oil market, but it's not going to be an easy one. So we'll watch it, that same time. Yes, I have seen a UFO and seen some other weird stuff, but I've heard stories from people that I know that also were very, very weird. One of my good buddies, Jay Cross, went up to, he always wanted to go to see Mount Everest, and so he went up to Kathmandu. And while he was there, he had a chance to, one of his other friends that had been there, set up a meeting where he got to go into a Buddhist monastery at about 16,000 feet. And so he went up there, and he said it was very, very difficult. You had to go up by donkey, and it was about a 2-mile trek. But when he got there, he said there were all kind of fresh vegetables and fresh fruits, and he said, where do these come from? And the monk laughed. He says, oh, we make these here on the property. And the whole thing was solid stone. So I don't know where it came from, but who knows? Maybe they had a helicopter bring it in, but who knows? We'll see. Okay, let's take a look here at the next market that we want to look at. I'm getting off the base a little bit. See, that's the same thing. That's a good question. Duffy asked the question, why hasn't the psychic won the lottery? And I asked this woman, I can't even remember her name. I asked her, I said, if you know so much, I said, why don't you play the lottery? She said, oh, if you try to do this for monetary purposes, she says, it's not going to work, because this is something that comes from the Akashic records that are this big band of news above the world that, see what's going on, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't know. Well, let's get back to the real world. I probably shouldn't have shared some of that stuff with you, but when you get to be up in the older age brackets, you've had some things happen to you that are pretty good. Okay, the NASDAQ, I do not have the NASDAQ today. I'm watching basically the S&P, because the NASDAQ is so biased by some of these bigger stocks that are in there. So we'll watch it very, very closely to see if it's a case anyway. But just be very careful if you go in to see any of these psychics and palm readers and all this stuff. I've only done it a few times. That's the only time that ever really hit the nail on the head, and that one was, very, very unbelievable. All right, let's take a quick look here. Some people have that; they have that ability. Why, I don't know, but they certainly do have it. Okay, see, we got the S&P got up to almost a 2270, so keep an eye on that. 877-927-6648.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives.
If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
TFNN has put together the finest live programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 9 hours a day starting at 8 a.m. as John Logan kicks us off each trading day with the Global Market Pulse. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Mondays and Fridays, catch live trading on the Nadex platform with host Tom and Tommy O'Brien, along with Daryl Martin on the Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts, and keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Okay, we've got a question here from one of our friends in Denmark, one of my favorite countries in the whole world. Boy, folks, if you ever want to go to a beautiful place, Denmark is awesome. And I'm not just talking about Copenhagen. The whole country is really great. Now, the question that they're asking is, why did I take the Fibonacci number from the highest peak at 1207, which actually the high peak was actually 2220. And what I did was, in order to just keep it simple, and that's what I try to do, you use the old KISS technique, keep it simple, stupid. And I was just trying to show you the harmonic numbers that are here. Each of these equal moves has been between $17 and $20, and we've come down our $20 last night. We hit 1197. I think we're getting ready to break this and go down to the 1176 level. And as you can see from this chart, what I'm watching here is a potential 382 retracement, because if we make an ABCD structure at that 382 retracement sometime, it's not going to happen overnight. And remember, this is a chart that is, I believe it's a 4-hour chart, so each bar is 4 hours, so it's going to take quite a few days to make an ABCD structure. But if you can do that, you're going to be looking at a really bullish scenario in gold, because you had a $90 move off the bottom, almost $100 as $95, but you would have a perfect 382 retracement with an ABCD structure. Boy, this is the one you want to really watch. And not only that, but that 1176 level would be a move that you would be able to see very easily on this thing. You would be able to watch it pretty closely. So anyway, watch what's going on here with this gold, because this has got to be on your watch list, because I believe we're in a corrective mode now. And I think we're heading down to an area where we're going to have a really good chance. Now, what could make this go bad? Lots of things, but one thing would be is we got about a $40 break in one day. That would tell you that this has been nothing more than a $100 rally in a bear market. And we've seen this in the silver market already, where it finally caught up to gold a little bit, of course, but it's still lagging badly. But that's neither here nor there. It happens all the time doing that. But we want to watch it closely because of the fact that if they start coming in sync, in other words, if silver and gold start going together. But what happens now with silver is 5 days away. Whatever gold does, silver will do its high or low 5 days later. I don't know what the cycle it's in there, but if you go back and check it out yourself, that gold will make a higher high and silver won't, and then silver will make a lower low and gold won't, and that's where the move starts. So I keep that in mind, as I'm watching these things. But frankly, it's a mystery to me. Well, a lot of things are, but that's one of the major ones, of course. So this is one of the things that we want to keep an eye on. All righty, now we have a big day coming up here on Friday with the inauguration. It's got a really big really big number of aspects there. So there's a lot of things that are happening there. I'm hoping everything's going to go smoothly, but given the environment that's going on in the world today, God only knows, and she's not telling anyone. So we'll see. I'm sure these markets will be affected. It happens right during the time from 11 o'clock Eastern time to 5 o'clock Eastern time, right in the midst of the market. So there'll be some pretty wild swings, would be my guess, looking at some of these things as we see them unfolding, during the day. I've been asked to show this chart from our good friend Stan Harley from Stan Harley's Stock Market Cycles. And this is the new high to new low differential. It's basically telling me that you're looking at something that we've had lower highs here, as you can see, during this time frame, which of the high-low differential. That just means there's not as many new highs making new highs as there was on the way up. That's usually a negative sign, but who knows? Yes, Gator, there is a possibility that we could go all the way. No, the low is below. It's below 1,000 actually. If we break that 1,030 level that we made last December, that sets up an ABCD structure going back 2 years, a beautiful one on a long-term weekly chart. We've shown that in here before. That takes you to 850, and if you remember, 850 was the high in gold in 1980, in January 1980, on January the 20th. Oh my God, that's today or tomorrow. Wow, that's the anniversary of the high in the gold market. January 20th, 1980 was the high in the gold market at 865. I remember it was limit up, and December gold for 1980 was trading above $1,000 an ounce because the carrying charges were so high. And I actually sold a contract limit up because when I called the pit to see how many, I thought the thing would be empty because all the options were limit up and all the contracts were limit up. And the broker told me, he said, "Are you kidding me?" He said, "It's filled in here." He said, "We're filling paper faster than a lumberjack can cut trees." And I knew that there was people coming in selling it. At least I was selling it on a 3-drive pattern, of course, but it turned out to be a pretty good one because it dropped $70 that day to go limit down, and that was the top that lasted for 23 years. Anyway, we'll see what we have going on in here. Platinum, Danny, I'll try to cover that at the break. I don't have the technical capabilities to pull that up right now, but I will get it for you when we come back from the break and pull it up to let the folks see what platinum looks like. And we want to watch that closely. The other one that looks we're starting to break down now in the gold, which is good because we're down to this 11. We just broke the low overnight, 1197 level. That tells us that we're heading down, and we're going to be making that correction in that level. So we'll watch it close. I keep saying that. I know that's you get tired of hearing it, but that's the little acronym that I always use. It's okay. No worries, it's okay. Now, we've had a question about the platinum, and if you'll give me a second here, I want to show you here. We've broken to the upside in the yen, which is also telling us that that bottom that we made yesterday at the 112 level, we're up 300 pips. That tells us that we are moving. So we're rocking and rolling in these currencies, folks. So don't stand in front of them because when they move very, very dramatically. Now let's take a quick look at the platinum market for our good friend in Atlanta, Georgia. And we will bring that one up here. It'll only take a second. And it also stopped right at the 78% retracement. Just give me 1 second here, and it'll only take a heartbeat with God willing, and she usually is. All right, Danny, stay tuned. All I have to do now is find that little puppy, and we are off to the races. Let me just find it. Come on. All right, just a minute, just a minute. Don't make it hard on me, please. Oh, once again, I'm caught with, I found it. Okay, here's the platinum chart, and we'll put this up here so you can take a quick look at it. We stopped at the exact 786 retracement at $1,000 an ounce. We've already dropped $50 an ounce, and that's below the 382 already. That tells us that we are in the midst of a correction here in this gold market, and that's what we'd like to see. 877-927-6648.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, I'm going to post a chart of the NASDAQ in here. You'll see over the past 5 days, we're making a butterfly pattern up here at this 5074 level. Keep an eye on that. If we pop through that, you'll be looking at 5090 possibly as a run, but it's going to be interesting to see what it does in here. Folks, the most important thing to pay attention to is the foreign exchange markets. That's what really, rules the roost here. So we want to watch the situation where we've got a potential for a move that could be very, very exciting here in the foreign exchange markets. If this U.S. dollar does not get any higher, you're going to be looking at a big move in the euro and probably a big move in the pound. We're already starting to see it in the yen. The yen has bounced off the 112 level already. We're trading at 115.30, which is a pretty nice move to the upside. So all of that is telling us that there's something going on in foreign exchange, and we want to be able to watch it very, very closely. We're seeing similar moves, of course, in the Australian dollar and in the Canadian dollar. So those are the major ones. The Mexican peso, you can forget about that, but the other ones are looking very, very interesting from a technical perspective, of course. So we'll watch all of those things as we always do to see how well they hang out. But anyway, that's what we're keeping an eye on so far this morning. We're going to have to come up to the break here in just a little bit, and then we'll see what's going on. And then we'll go from there. Okay, let me see what else I wanted to cover. The bonds, let me see, that's about it. Okay, those are the main things that I wanted to talk about. I'm going to have to wait now until the old bell rings and tells us that the show is finally over. I appreciate the emails asking questions. It helps me fill up the time in here because I know you get tired of hearing my lips go back and forth on these patterns because it's over and over again. That's all we're doing is watching repetition in the market. By the way, I'd like to have you guys send some white light out from one of my very good friends, a very, very famous trader, is under a little bit of the weather right now. He needs some prayers, so send him some white light if you would, please. May God bless and live every day in an attitude of gratitude.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.